Is Ilia Topuria still the best in the world? And how does he do against the whole lightweight top 15? And Ilia Topuria is my GOAT. I've had enough of the fucking disrespect people are giving this guy. He is one of the best in the world. He is the elite. And we're going to see. Does he lose to some of the top 15? Does he dominate them all? Let's get into the tier list right now. Here's a tier list. I love making these videos. First tier, Ilia Destruction. The fight would not be competitive. He'd beat the shit out of him. Competitive win? Yeah, this fight would be like competitive. It'd be like shit. It's hard to call. But I think Ilia would win 50-50. Could go either way. Ilia would lose, but he'd be very close and he would get battered. Ain't no one going to be in this tier, I wouldn't have thought. Now to the number 15 ranked Rafa Garcia. He would get absolutely mollywopped and fucked up by Ilia. I mean, Rafa Garcia is a good fighter, you know. He's a good pressure boxer. Has knocked out Jared Gordon, beat Alexander Hernandez. He had good pressure, but he's been KO'd before by fucking Grant Dawson. He's going to walk into a big shot and get knocked out in round 1 instantly. There's not much to say here. Ilia would fuck up. I forgot to say Grant Dawson. Ilia would fucking destroy Grant Dawson. That is an awful matchup for Grant Dawson. Grant Dawson's good when he can get the grappling off. And Ilia is a perfect anti-grappler. He is so good to stop the takedown. So, Ilia's going to stop a takedown or two, and he's going to flatline him. Ilia's probably the better grappler than Grant Dawson. This fight wouldn't be remotely close. Ilia would destroy him. Rafael Fiziev. Now, I'd go Ilia. I'd go Ilia. Close fight, though. Close fight-ish. Ilia would win, but Fiziev, he's a very good striker. Great striker. He's great, good hands, decent defense too, and Ilia can be open to kicks. I think Fiziev, an expert in fucking Muay Thai, probably one of the greatest displays of Muay Thai in the UFC. But been KO'd before by Houthi, lost to Gaethje twice. Gaethje's amazing though, you know, he battered my GOAT, El Matador. But we'll get on that how that rematch goes. By God, Justin. Fiziev's a good fighter. You can't he's a decent fighter, you know. Good skill, just knocked out Manuel Torres. He's very dynamic, has a lot of big skill set, spinning kicks, spinning attacks. Very precise with his shots. I think it'd be competitive. It'd be like 1-1 going into the third, something like that, and Ilia sleeps him. Ilia has good grappling too. I don't know if he'll be able to take down Fiziev, but he can mix it up. He can feint. And if Fiziev takes him serious, to be fair, Ilia probably finishes him with like body shots. You know, Fiziev does gas and body shots will add on to that. I think Ilia would batter him, but it would be competitive. Dan Hooker, sorry brother. Dan Hooker would get whooped. By Ilia. I mean, there's not much to say here. Dan Hooker, reasonably toughish. He's long, he's rangy, can keep Ilia at range with a stabbing front kick. I could see that working, but realistically, fucking Dan Hooker has like 15 losses. There's levels to the game. Dan Hooker's not on his level at all. Nowhere near his level. So Dan Hooker would get absolutely battered. Tom Nolan. I think he'd get absolutely destroyed by El Matador, dude. Ilia would fuck up Tom Nolan. Tom Nolan's a little bit chinny, and he's like 6'2". He's massive for the division. Tall, rangy. That can give some issues to Ilia. Ilia's a small guy, you know. Short guy, can keep him at range. You know, maybe it'd be a bit awkward for Ilia to get in close, but he keeps his chin up in the air a little bit. Hasn't looked the most impressive in all his fights. Sure, the Freziam wins great. Freziam's very good. But is he, though? Freziam's a bit of a fraud, man. Because Freziam ain't all that. And yeah, Ilia would back up and knock out Tom Nolan against the fence. Definitely. Now, this is a sick and a really interesting fight. Mauricio Houthi. It's borderline 50-50 in competitive win. I'll say competitive win. Because Ilia, with a good game plan, I think he turns it into a complete MMA fight. I think he can take Houthi down. I think he can smudge him. I think he can have moments on the feet too. But Houthi is a sniper on the feet. He's so skilled on the feet. He hits really hard. Probably one of the hardest hitters in this division. Hits like a fucking truck. He's literally like the new version of Conor McGregor. He's so good on the feet, bro. So good on the feet. And that can pose some issues. He's tall, red, uses his range well. Ilia can walk. He walks into jabs against Justin. He could walk into a big right hand against Houthi, but I do think it's kind of 50-50 the bum. I do think Ilia can get the grappling going. I think he can find a submission here. You know, he is a grappler first. Showed it in the Yusuf Zalal fight. Took down Holloway. But recently he hasn't really been grappling, has he? But I think he'd be able to take Rufi down, turn it into an MMA fight. And I would lean him to win. But, you know, with Ilia, if he comes in with a bad game plan, I don't think he's beaten. I don't think he's going to be able to beat Rufi in a striking match. You know, he could knock him out, but that's a risky fight. But on the feet, Rufi has the advantage, but mixing it in, coming with a full MMA approach, I think he'd probably find a submission, most likely, or beat him by decision. Quillen Salkilled. I like Quillen Salkilled. I think he's a great fighter. He would get fucked up. I mean, like, Quillen Salkilled, he's tall and rangy, can give some issues, but he's very open on the feet. He doesn't like pressure. Like, we saw in a Yanal Ashmoose fight, he had to turn into a full grappler there, because Yanal rocked him too. He was making it messy, pressing in. I think Ilia would knock him the fuck out in round one. I think he'd back him up, give him not really any respect, and knock him out. Sure, he has good kicks, uses range well, but I don't see it being competitive. I think Ilia would walk him down and knock him out. And I like Quillen, but I think he'd batter him. To be fair, I don't really believe that. Benoit Saint-Denis. Benoit would get fucked up. He's big, he's physical, he's a tall guy, he's tough, but he's a bit chinny too. He gets rocked pretty easily. He has a good back leg. He has a good rear kick. Maybe he can give some issues to Ilia with that, if he can slam it into the body and the arms. And if he comes with a perfect game plan, maybe he could win. But I know what Benoit's going to do. He's a fucking caveman. He's going to charge at him, swing in, and he's going to get knocked out or submitted in round one. If he comes in and starts trying to shoot takedowns on Ilia, he's going to get he's going to get subbed. If he tries walking in striking, he's going to get knocked out. He's not that good, Benoit. He's really not. So, Ilia would fucking destroy him. Renato Money Moik, dude. Money Moik. Ilia would batter Money Moicano. Wouldn't be close. Moicano, he can strike. He's probably a harder fight than Benoit. But he's just going to get fucked up. He's just going to get battered on the feet. And the fucking Benil Dariush beat him, bro. Benil's not bad, but he's not Ilia Topuria. He's not one of the greatest fighters I've ever watched, despite the loss to Gaethje. And Moicano, he's probably just going to get he would get pressed. He'd get pressured back, body shot, headshot combination, and he'd knock him out in probably 2 rounds up against the fence. Gamrot, very similar to Moicano, he's going to get fucked up. He would get battered by Ilia, bro. Gamrot would get fucked up. Gamrot, he's a good wrestler. He's not going to be able to take him down. He's not going to be able to strike with him. And on the feet, he's going to get flatlined. Not much else to say here. Ilia would fuck him up. Paddy lad, this fight's probably going to be next. And Ilia schools him. I don't rate Paddy Pimblett that highly. Against Benoit, it was a good win. He proved nothing to me. Benoit came in there with the worst game plan possible. I picked Benoit in that fight because I thought, Benoit, he can strike well. They're both open, but I thought Paddy's more open. And I probably preferred the pressure striking of Benoit. He had downs. He went to take him down like a retard. You don't do that against Paddy Pimblett. His most dangerous threat is his submissions. And that was a retarded game plan from Benoit. But Ilia, I see him beating him like Josh Emmett. And I'm not saying Paddy's like Josh Emmett. But he's so hittable on the feet. He accepts the back foot. And he's going to get backed up against the fence and fucked up. Paddy, and he's going to come back. He's going to be patient after that loss. He would get fucked up by Ilia Topuria. Body head combos, he's going to back him up against the fence and he's just going to beat the shit out of him. And he could knock him out. I would pick him by decision because Paddy has a crazy chin. And Ilia's power showed in the Justin fight. It's not that crazy at 155. People can tank the shots. And maybe Paddy in a world, let's say Ilia goes for an early finish, he doesn't have it, and that could happen. So maybe I could say a competitive fight, but I think Ilia would probably 50-45 then. Maybe 4-1, maybe Paddy can get a little round, but Ilia beats the shit out of him. Just a different level fighter. Look at the technique. Look at the legacy. Look at the people they've beat. Paddy's beat Benoit. Great win. Benoit's retarded. His other best wins, Michael Chan. I'd say Bobby Green, actually. Bobby Green's better than Michael Chan. Like, what can I say? Paddy, he could, now thinking about it, could be competitive. He's very big, very physical. He uses his range reasonably well. He's got good teeps, good knees. I'll move it to competitive thinking about it. I don't think it would be crazy competitive, but I think there's a world where if Ilia gasses, Paddy can come on late if he goes for a finish early. So I'll say competitive. I do think he'd get battered, but there's a decent chance it could be competitive. Max Holloway. Ilia again. He'd win, be competitive, like the first fight. Holloway's a great striker. Maybe Ilia would go with a heavy grappling approach this time. That would be smart. We saw Holloway get ragdolled by Charles Oliveira. Before that fight, he never fought an elite grappler other than Ilia, and he chose to strike with him, really. Yeah. Holloway, he's a great striker, but Ilia's a little bit better. And he didn't overlook him like he did Gaethje, so I think it'd be competitive, but, Ilia would win. Charles Oliveira, now in a rematch, patient Oliveira. Ilia would knock him out, but it would be more competitive. I think Oliveira, with a perfect game plan, could win. He could. He has power, and if he used his range, maybe accepted the back foot a little bit, front kicks, getting the tie clinch, smash elbows, you don't go in that mid-boxing range. You don't do that. That's a terrible decision to make, and he fucking paid for it in the first fight. Ilia, and he's a bit chinny, Charles, too. He's a bit chinny. Ilia colded him, and he destroyed him. But I think in a rematch, it would maybe go to round 3, maybe. Oliveira can be smarter there. He could weather a storm, maybe he could win, but I'd definitely go Ilia. Arman Tsarukyan. Competitive win. He would fuck up Arman. He would. I'm tempted to say destruction. What's Arman gonna do? Is he gonna be able to take Ilia down? No. He's not taking Ilia down. He can try, and he can give a threat. He's not taking Ilia down. Ilia's going to stop all the takedowns. Arman has good kicks, so I think using that could be competitive. And he has decent-ish boxing, but something that is a weakness of his is his boxing defense. Joaquim Silva rocked him. And I know, Ilia got rocked by Jai Herbert. That doesn't really mean too much, but he's open to boxing defense. And when you're fighting Ilia, that's a problem. And yes, he lost to Justin Gaethje. He got outstruck in that fight. That's a different style to Arman Tsarukyan. I think Arman would get knocked out in 3 rounds here. Ilia would stop the takedowns. He's pressure. He'd keep stopping them. Body, head. And finish him. Arman's great. Very good fighter. He's not beating Ilia. He's a perfect anti-grappler. And a nightmare matchup for Arman. Now, the champion. The guy that I made a video about the other day. Still can't believe he won. I can't believe he won, bro. It's so crazy. At 38, Justin Gaethje pulled it off. It's still, this doesn't feel like real life. Ilia lost to Gaethje. But in a rematch, it's a fucking card fight to call. But with a good game plan, I think Topuria can beat him. And I think he would beat him. In the first fight, he didn't really throw any jabs to Justin. He gave him no respect. And a guy like Justin Gaethje, you have to give some respect. You can't just walk him down and give him no respect. Because no one's ever done that to Gaethje. Other than, I guess, Khabib. And Khabib was wrestling him, giving him a takedown threat. Ilia's a striker. And Gaethje had a really good jab in that fight. Ilia was walking into jabs all day long, getting collected, but body shots fucking had Gaethje on the ropes. And I think if he jabbed to the body, jabbed to the head, patient, maybe get in and out of range, you're not walking into range 24/7, not Aaron Pico maxing. If he's patient, if he's smart, I think he'd probably finish him late. It's a hard fight, though, but I think with patience, he can pressure and back him up against the fence and then rip to the body and actually get the finish this time. I would pick him to beat Justin. I just think he's a bit more of a skilled fighter than him, But that's just probably his hardest fight here. Styles make fights. Justin Gaethje was a fucking terrible style for him. But Ilia is still the best in the division. He's so fucking good. This guy's so fucking good. And I've had enough of guys saying, John Pork versus Ilia, that's a great fight. No, it's not. John Pork would get belt. He's going to beat the whole division. And he's so fucking good. And I can't wait. until he comes back. I can't wait for it. It's going to be a fucking awesome comeback. And he's going to prove this video right. And he's going to get his belt back. He's going to dominate the division. And he's one of the best in the world still. I know he lost to Gaethje. And it's a fucking... I got whooped. And it's insane that happened. But you don't beat Volk, Oliveira, and Holloway back-to-back, finishing them all. And you're not amazing. He is amazing. That's the end of the video. Love making these videos. Like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. See you next time. Goodbye. Ilia's a fucking go.